Shaking money maker like somebody about to pay ya. I saw you get my radar, don't you act like you afraid of. You know you got it if you wanna come get it. Say next to this money like hey, hey, hey. Hey, it's me Kimberly and I'm coming to you with freshly washed hair as well as a story and a problem and a solution. So before I get started, I'll just say normal YouTube stuff. Make sure and subscribe and click notifications so you know when I post, as well as like and comment. Anyway, so the story is that when I was losing out my faux locks like 3 days ago, I realized that I hadn't spent a lot of time with my natural hair because I typically go from protective style to protective style, basically because of the demands of my job, the fact that we have to stay overnight at the hospital sometimes. You don't have time to comb your hair in the morning time. Also the fact that I live behind God back and I have to leave home before 6 o'clock every day. I ain't combing my hair, so I tend to go from protective style to protective style, minus just a few months in between where I actually had my natural hair. I transitioned into being natural because teeny weeny afros don't look good when your head big like this. Okay, I was just saying that you can do it if you want, but I wasn't doing it. So I was natural for about 2 years now. That's when I did my big mini chop. And really, when I tried to calculate how long I actually spent with my natural hair, probably would have been about 3 months. 3 months out of 2 years, let's call it 2.5 years, including the transitioning time. And that's unacceptable! So I'm actually making a conscious decision to wear my natural hair more often. So whereas a lot of people have protective style challenges, I'm going to have an unprotective style challenge, or protective on style challenge, protective style on whatever, right? I ain't gonna do my hair for the next 3 months or so, right? I ain't gonna do no protective style. I'm gonna have a natural hair, right? In summary, so I just thought it would be probably a good video idea. I don't know if I actually discovered what my natural hair is, because again, since I don't have to deal with it very often, I have no idea. Certain things like a damn twist up, I've never done a twist out in my life. Like a flexi rod sets and stuff, I've never done that, so I want to experiment with that stuff more. But I think the initial step will be to get to know my hair properly. There are some YouTubers who actually have their description of their hair so good. One of them is one of my favorite natural hair YouTubers, Star Puppy, and she always says at the beginning of her Star Puppy versus Shrinkage series,
Fluff Nugget is 4C, 3 years old, beautiful, kinky coily, medium length, medium porosity.
She has all those descriptions for her hair, and then she named her hair. So that's exactly what I aim for today. I want to be able to tell the description of my hair, know exactly what I need to do to optimize the function, style, beauty, whatever of my hair, as well as, you know, like, so that I'll be able to identify with you all better, because there are a lot of people who watch YouTubers who don't have their same texture, type, density or porosity, and they try to mimic what they do and it doesn't work out like that. So I think this will be an informative video, not just for me but for you, so that you know if it is that I use certain products, if it might actually be compatible to your hair, if your hair is similar to mine. So as we go through this video and my hair starts to just shrink up second by second, we'll be going through and discovering my hair type, texture, porosity, length, shrinkage, and density. I believe I got all of them, but anyway, you'll see it in the video. And I'll also give you all tips on what it is that is recommended for persons with hair like mine, as well as how to discover what type of hair you have with those categories. So we can get started, and somewhere in between I'll actually style this hair, do a little wash and go because the internet is forever and no. Hair type. What we know conventionally as hair type is a variation of the Alan Walker hair typing system. A variation slash improvement, because when he listed hair types, he left out some important ones, right? So what we know typically as hair typing is from 1 to 4C, with 1A obviously being dead straight hair, and 4C will be kinky, curly, you know, that type of hair that you predominantly see in African populations. So it is a modified Andrew Walker system because he totally left out 3C as well as 4C hair. Of course, it is likely / apparent that I do have type 4 hair, but as with many naturals, my hair type actually varies throughout my head, and I think it would be nice to actually know which type that I have, because I always have the issue, I guess, of people mistyping their hair as 4C in order to appeal to us people to say, oh well, I use XYZ product and my hair looks this good, and meanwhile they have type 3C or 4A hair. My hair looks so great and it's 4C hair, and this is what I use so that they are able to sell more product. I have a big issue with mistyping hair, so it is something that I'm very aware of. So typically 4A hair, the coils are either fine and wiry, and they have a conventional S shape, a pretty apparent S shape. 4B hair, instead of the coiling or the S shape, you would see more sharp angles, so it looks more like zigzags. And according to this classification system, 4C hair is pretty much 4B hair that is less defined, so you can't really pick up a defined curl pattern. In order for me to figure out what hair type I have, I would basically isolate it. This is my hair that without any products in it whatsoever. So I'm just going to isolate it in front of this white paper because I understand the background might be a bit distracting. So we'll do a few different places because, as I said, I am aware that I have different hair textures throughout my entire head. So this is the front. Alright, so let's check out the middle. So the middle and the sides of my hair, pretty much more on the right side than the left side, have more of a defined coil. I wouldn't even say an S shape, more like a coil, so that would either be like 4A/4B. And for the back, yeah, the back of my hair pretty much looks like the same kind of coil / ringlet structure. This is hard. I might need you all to help me comment down below, because to me it seems like 4A, 4B and 4C here, all on the same head, which I don't think is so unconventional. With that being said, I think I'll classify myself as 4A, B and C. Primarily 4B. So what does knowing your hair type have to do with management and styling? Yeah, pretty much nothing. There are a lot of hang-ups about hair type, but as I said, I think it's just to classify so that you know who it is that you're going to look for, what products that you expect to use or work for your hair type, and as well as for you to have realistic expectations about what your hair is going to look like and what your hair can accomplish. So you can't expect to buy Tracy Ellis Ross hairstyle products and expect to have loose curls like hers when you have hair like mine. It's not going to work out like that. So just to manage your expectations, right? We can move on. Determining hair length is probably the easiest one, but I'll have to take it from several parts of my hair. So that is 24 centimeters at the back. (28 centimeters at the middle, and at the front 24 centimeters at the front. So I can say now that that's the length of my hair. I can also work out the shrinkage percentage, because as Starpuppy says, her hair shrinks
80%.
So this hair is almost dry with no products in it, so this is literally how it will be naturally. And we are at 9.5 centimeters at the back. I need to get a calculator. 9.5, carry the 2, minus the 1. How do you do this? How would you calculate the shrinkage too? Like, what is the equation for the shrinkage itself? Is it like the length that you get after you measure it, divided by the length that you get when you pull it stretched, multiplied by 100, or is it that number minus from 100? It will be 24 minus 9.5, right? 14.5 divided by 24 will be 0.60 multiplied by 100, so 60% at the back, and let's see if that's consistent with the rest of the hair. So it's about 58%, so we can call it about 60% shrinkage because this hair is not entirely dry. So I have 24 to 28 centimeters of length and 60% shrinkage rate. Why is shrinkage important to know about? It's not, but we're obsessed with shrinkage because we feel like everybody must have hair flowing down their back. It's not going to work out like that. Again, I think it's about managing expectations. If it is that you have kinky, coily hair, just know that it's probably not going to be flowing unless you do a stretched style, and there are a lot of stretched styles, the braid outs and the flexi rod sets, even like flat ironing or blow drying your hair, then you can actually get to enjoy your length per se. But shrinkage, as everyone says, is an indication that your hair is healthy and it's doing well, and the day that you wake up and your hair ain't shrink, you'll be very sad. So yeah, I'm not really taking it on, it's just good information to have. Hair porosity. This is something I had to research because I've heard people talk about it, but I never really grasped the concept. Hair porosity basically applies to how the cuticle, which is the cover or the lining of the hair, is able to absorb and retain moisture. So it can be low porosity, medium porosity, or high porosity. So there are different ways to do that. There is the strand test, where you can just isolate one of the hair strands on your head, and you place it between your thumb and your finger and slide it up from the strand towards the scalp. If it's able to move easily and it feels dense and it feels hard, then you have low porosity hair. If it feels smooth, then you have normal porosity hair, and if it feels rough or dry, or if it breaks, then you have high porosity hair. Mine feels pretty rough, so that seems like it will be low porosity hair. But there are different ways to test it out, so we'll do more than one, because again, this is something that has evaded me, so I don't want to, you know, mess it up. There's a shredded hair test, where you can just take a piece of hair. If you detangle your hair, take out a piece, you know how to pluck it out from your scalp, and you just place it in some water and see if it sinks or if it floats. If it floats, then it's low porosity hair. If it sinks, then it's high porosity hair. If it's somewhere in the middle, then it's normal porosity hair. The idea behind that is low porosity hair does not let a lot of moisture in, so it would not allow it to sink down, right? So it doesn't allow a lot of moisture in. However, once the moisture is in, it stays in, because the shafts of the hair, the cuticle of the hair is literally like this, right? It's a tight seal. High porosity hair, however, lets a lot of moisture in, so you can moisturize very easily. That's why it sinks. It absorbs the water and it allows itself to become full and to sink to the bottom. Howsoever, even though moisture is in that very high porosity hair, it's quite easy for it to just leave. So it tends to be prone to frizzing. So we can take a little walk outside in the kitchen, where I have my hair in a transparent glass, and we can see what it is that the hair actually does. Well, as you all saw, it floated, literally 100% floated, and it was there for like 15 minutes to 20 minutes to half an hour or something. So I definitely have low porosity hair. What does that mean? I'll explain to you while I do my hair. So I'm just going to do a little wash and go. So for low porosity hair, considering that the issue is actually getting the moisture into the hair and the issue is not keeping it, then it is recommended that you style on damp hair, which is obviously like the concept of a wash and go. So they also recommend that we use the LCO method, that is liquid, cream, and then oil, and also to use lighter weight products as well as products with a liquid base, which is something I'm going to have to look into because I have more cream based products. You see, this is why I think it's important to know like minor details like this, because I never thought that I would need a liquid type hair products. And it's also recommended that we use heat in order to open up the cuticles so that it actually allows the penetration of moisture or hair products like conditioner inside. Density. Density is basically how many strands of hair you have in your head slash how close they are together. Basically like how much hair you have on your head. And it can be low density or high density. How can you tell? Just give your head a shake, see if it naturally parts anywhere, see if you can see your scalp. Obviously my head, no, definitely not, because I have enough hair for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. If anybody wants, just hit me up, DM me or something, because yeah, so this is very dense here. What does that mean? It means that I'm going to have to use a lot of product, and I can't get away with using a lot of product before my hair actually gets weighed down. The other implication of this is that I'm going to have to style using smaller segments. So if I'm doing like braid outs and such, it will just look like a big fluffy mess if I try to use bigger segments, just because of how much hair is on the head. And I'm going to have to put aside a little bit more time than average to actually style my hair in any sort of style. very related to density is the width of the hair. So hair can be fine, it can be medium, or it can be coarse. It is possible for you to have 4C fine hair. You could have high density fine hair as well. So you just take a piece of hair and you put it in front of like a light source of some sort. I could just use my ring light if I film with my phone. Hold on. Let me do something. Let me try something. Hey, how's it going? Kimberlyception. Right, so you can hold up a piece of hair. As you know, my hair is very curly, so it's hard to see because it just curled up into nothing. And if you see through it, then you have fine hair. If you can't see through it, then it will be coarse hair. Obviously, I have thick hair. I have coarse hair, right? Alright, so that's the end of it. And now, let's get to the summary. So to summarize, I have 24 to 28 centimeter, low porosity, high density, coarse type 4 hair that shrinks 60%. Boom. Well, that's all for this video. Yeah, I don't know if I said this before, but I'm not a natural hair guru. I'm basically you, just going through the motion, just figuring out myself. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure and click like down below. Comment down below if you know your specifications. I'm talking about like if it's a car or a laptop or something. Yeah, your specifications of your hair. If you know it down below, then comment. And comment what type of videos with natural hair that you want to see. Also, make sure and click subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you know when I post. I'm going to start posting more regular now, I promise. So you will be entertained. All you have to do is click subscribe. Also, my audience is apparently primarily male. Like a vast majority is male, so I'm trying to get more females. So if you think you have a friend or whatever who might like this video, just send it to your friend, because I just end up with a host of people in my inbox just telling me that I'm pretty, and I own a mirror, so obviously I know. So that's not necessary. So that's it. Until next time, bye. Shake your money maker like somebody about to pay ya. That's why you hear my radar. Don't you act like you are afraid of. You know you got it. If you wanna come get it, say next to this money like hey. Shake your money maker. Like you be shaking off for some paper. Took your mama 9 months to make ya. Might as well shake what your mama gave ya. You looking good with the dream.